Hello everyone. Good evening. My name is Dinesh. I'm an expert certified senior technical lead at MXTechies. Today is MXTechies' fifth virtual meetup, and the topic is going to be voice cloning AI in Mendix. And the speakers are going to be Karthikeyan and Vinith Perisamy. I'll quickly walk you through the agenda for today. I'm going to explain our MXTechies journey. Then we have the introduction of voice cloning technology, the journey of voice cloning technology, its features, challenges and limitations, and feature advancement. And the important one, the voice banking. The next one will be the go-to modules and implementation in Mendix. And we'll have the live demo, which is very interesting. And at last, we'll have a Q&A session. Let me walk you through all the journey of MXTechies. MXTechies was incepted in 2017. Initially, we provided full-stack development services on Java, React, and so on. In 2018, we entered our Mendix space. We have over 75 plus certified developers, which is a mixture of advanced, expert, intermediate, and rapid, and so on. We provide the whole 9 yards of Mendix service, right from the UI UX design to developing web native and PWA application. We also extend our expert services in advanced analytics, RPA, and retail operations. We are headquartered at Lewis, Delaware, and have development centers in India and Singapore. And currently, we are a partner of Siemens Mendix. Without any further ado, I'll hand over the session to Karthikeyan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Karthikeyan. I'm an advanced certified Mendix developer with MXTechies. We are delighted to have you with us today. I have 4 plus years of experience in Mendix across web, hybrid, native, progressive web applications. I have built over 8 applications across multiple domains such as life sciences, shop floor management, pharma, petrochemical, insurance, and much more. Today, we are going to discuss something very interesting: voice cloning technology and its implementation using Mendix. We will first walk you through voice cloning technology and then move on to the live demo. We have planned to keep the session really interesting, so let's get started. In today's webinar, we will dive into the fascinating world of voice cloning technology. This innovative technology has gained significant attention in recent years for its ability to synthesize human voice using advanced deep learning algorithms such as recurrent neural networks, which is RNN. However, one of the main objectives today is to demonstrate that the implementation of voice cloning with Mendix is not complex at all. Through this webinar, we aim to show you how we can integrate this voice cloning with Mendix and make the world much more user-friendly with personalized communications. We have planned to add the recorded voices of notable individuals and train their voices by incorporating them into the Mendix application. This will allow us to generate and stream the respective person's cloned voice based on the given text. We will describe each step elaborately. Now, my colleague Vinith will take over.
Thanks, Karthik. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Vinith. I'm an intermediate certified Mendix developer with MXTechies. I have 3 plus years of experience with Mendix, handling web, native, and progressive web apps. I have worked with several global clients on various projects and gained hands-on experience with multiple integrations. Alright, let's get started with the introduction. What is voice cloning technology? Voice cloning technology refers to the process of creating a synthetic or artificial voice that closely resembles a specific person's voice. It involves training machine learning models on a large dataset of audio recordings from the target speaker to learn and mimic their speech patterns, intonations, and vocal characteristics. Voice cloning technology is a step-by-step process. Now, we are going to look into the basic step to achieve the complete process. The first step of the process would be audio data. To generate the desired accuracy of the required voice, we might need to train a large set of audio data in the model. This ensures that the streaming will generate human-like audio with an exact accent, pitch, and pronunciation. The second step is training. Once the model gets trained, this technology will allow the user to convert the entered text into trained person's voice. Next one is synthetic voice creation. Synthetic voice creation is the process of creating an artificial voice that closely mimics the voice of the trained individuals. This involves utilizing advanced machine learning algorithms and techniques to accurately train the voice notes. And finally, the versatility. This technology is widely used in many industries for various purposes to enhance their respective domains. There are numerous use cases and examples that we will explore in this presentation. Alright, let's see some interesting facts about the journey of voice cloning technology through the decades. Yes, voice cloning technology has been around several decades now. The first attempt at voice cloning dates back to the early 60s. Many researchers and companies like Bell Labs began experimenting with computer programs to create artificial voices. However, these initial attempts were not successful. After almost 20 years, in the 80s, there are certain companies like Speech Plus used the equalizer speech synthesis system for the specific person who is none other than Stephen Hawking to generate his voice through the speech generating device, that is SGD. This technology can convert text into speech using a combination of hardware and software. The early 2000s saw the emergence of various algorithms and models such as HMMs and GMMs, which were adopted by many companies. They trained their own models and focused on linguistic and acoustic features, setting a benchmark for speech synthesis. In the 2010s, the era of machine learning and deep learning concepts arrived. Many organizations like Lyrebird and WaveNet utilize deep neural networks, that is DNN, and generative adversarial networks, which is GAN, to generate a synthesized speech and employed a discriminated network to distinguish between real and synthetic voices. With ongoing discoveries and recent advancements, researchers have developed models that can be easily and quickly trained. A prominent voice cloning technological companies like Eleven Labs, Speechify, Resemble AI allows the user to train any voice within seconds. This enables end users to easily implement and integrate cloned voices into their own application and generating them within a seconds. Alright, over to Karthik now.
That's very informative, Vinith. Okay, now let's look into the salient features of voice cloning technology. The first one would be voice synthesis. This is a text-to-speech technology that converts written text into speech. It involves generating artificial speech that sound like a human voice. The second one would be voice replication. Voice replication in voice cloning technology refers to the process of recreating or reproducing a person's voice using advanced artificial intelligence algorithm. It involves analyzing and capturing various vocal characteristics such as pitch, tone, cadence, and pronunciation, and using this data to generate a synthesized voice that closely resembles the original person. The next one is something very interesting and my favorite, voice preservation. A significant real-life application of voice cloning technology is voice preservation. It allows users to preserve the voice of severely injured or diagnosed with a condition that renders them barely able to speak. This technology enables them to connect with their loved ones even after losing their natural voice. The next one is abbreviations. Initially, the machine learning model used in voice cloning struggled to pronounce abbreviations like ATM, NASA, or UNESCO. However, with the latest advancement in model training, the machine learning model is now capable of easily pronouncing abbreviations and ensuring a seamless output. The next one would be personalization. Personalization in voice cloning technology allows users to create unique voices by modifying nuances, tone, and pitch. This personalization offers several benefits, such as enhanced user experience, voice branding, and improved accessibility. The next one would be real time voice generation. This real time voice generation enables developers or end users to quickly train the audio. In the early days of voice cloning, people had to wait for hours or even days to train a specific voice. However, with the latest advancements in voice technology, voice training can now be accomplished within minutes or even few seconds. The next one would be something very interesting, which is multilingual and accent. One of the most advancement achievement in voice cloning technology is its ability to handle multilingualism and accents. End users can train the voice of anyone, even if they are unfamiliar with the language. This technology can convert and stream the person's voice in another language with exact accent and nuances. The final one would be integrations with applications. Many service providers are interested in this technology and provides APIs for easy integration with several applications. Most importantly, with our Mendix applications. Alright, what we are going to see right now is something especially for you guys. Let's have a look, have fun.
The Navy needs Maverick. The kid needs Maverick. That's why I fought for you. That's why you're still here.
Classic, right? This is one of the most iconic scenes from the movie Top Gun Maverick. What makes this scene particular so special? The voice we hear is not Val Kilmer's natural voice. The voice has been produced by voice cloning technology. This movie is a sequel to the original movie Top Gun that came out in 1986. Unfortunately, before the sequel, Val Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer, resulting in a loss of speech. However, thanks to AI for the voice preservation solution. But there are still challenges and limitations which Vinith will walk you through. On to you, Vinith.
Thanks, Karthik. Let's see some of the key challenges and limitations. Or prosody. One of the most difficult components of voice cloning is producing natural sounding prosody, like intonation, stress, rhythm, and pitch, which contribute to the expressiveness and meaning of speech. It can be difficult to fully capture the complexities of these prosodic features. The speech context and content impact prosody, which requires various patterns for different situations, such as lectures, casual conversations, or storytelling. It is a challenging task to ensure that the generated voice reacts accurately to changing situations. The next one is data requirements. Voice cloning system requires a large amount of high quality training data with at least 2 minutes of audio for the satisfactory results. Insufficient data on specific speakers may lead to less accurate reproductions or difficulties in adapting to the new voices. The size of the training dataset is important for the accuracy and naturalness of the voice clone. The next one is ambiguities. Voice cloning may fail to read confusing words or sentences. It has difficulties in capturing and replicating the emotional details expressed by speech. Ambiguities in tone, intensity, or vocal signals might lead to cloned voice misleading or incorrect emotional presentation. Finally, ethical concerns. The ethical use of voice cloning technology warrants a valid concern from the people whose voices are cloned. It is important for maintaining privacy to ensure that the acquired data is managed securely and used only for authorized reasons. Now, Karthik will continue from here. Over to Karthik.
Thanks, Vinny. I'll take it forward. Let's look at the future of voice cloning technologies. The first one would be naturalness and expressiveness. Despite significant improvements in recent years, there are still limitations that can hinder the achievements of complete naturalness and expressiveness in the synthesized voices. Continuous efforts are being made to train model on understanding emotions, nuanced voices, enhanced contextual understanding, and expand data sets to push the boundaries of naturalness and expressiveness in voice cloning technology. The next one would be personalized voice assistants. What if our day-to-day usage of voice assistants can reply with your own voice or with your friend's voice? Sounds interesting, right? In the current technological landscape, users can still hear the system-generated voices like Siri's or Alexa's. This feature not only enhances user preference, but also presents a revenue-generating opportunities for companies, which resulting in a win-win situation. The next one would be vocal avatars and visual characters. Voice cloning technology has the potential to integrate cloned voices with avatars. This allows children, especially with toddlers or kindergarten kids, to recognize and interact with their parents' avatar on screen while they are away, providing them a satisfying and fulfilling experience. The next one would be custom voice application. Imagine listening to your family members or your best friend's voice in a movie. It would be possible very soon. Developments have enabled customers to choose their preferred voice for audiobooks and movies. This means we can watch movies with the added voice of any of our families or friends in any role, creating a more personalized and immersive experience. The next one would be something very important, revenue. Voice cloning has a very bright future financially. The rapid growth of voice cloning technology has gained fame in various industries. According to CAGR reports, the revenue from voice cloning technology in 2022 was approximately $1.5 billion, and it is projected to reach around $10.8 billion by 2030. The next one would be integrations with AR and VR. Voice cloning can be seamlessly integrated with emerging technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality. This integration enhances user understanding and engagement by providing detailed explanations and immersive experiences. The final one would be multimodal voice cloning. AI researchers are exploring the adoption of voice cloning technology based on users' facial expressions. This enables voice generation in coordination with gestures, pitch, tone, and nuances, resulting in a more comprehensive and immersive user experience. Alright, now let's look at the voice banking, which is our use case. Why do we need voice banking feature? While technology often brings about advancements and financial benefits across various industries, there are instances where its impact goes beyond financial gains. Voice banking, for instance, carries a profound emotional significance. Certain conditions like ALS and MND have a profound impact on individuals' voice and physical abilities, knowing that they may eventually lose their voice. Individuals can turn a voice banking software as a solution. Voice banking allows them to preserve their unique voice by recording and storing it digitally. By implementing voice cloning in Mendix, we can explore the process of replicating their voice and enabling them to communicate with their loved ones through a specialized software. Alright, now Vinith will take over and explain in detail about Prerequisites of implementation with Mendix.
Thanks, Karthik. Now let's look at the prerequisites for the implementation. To integrate voice cloning technology with Mendix, we have used 11 labs. Once you create an account in 11 labs, you will see the profile section. Here, you will find a unique API key. You need to keep it safe. In this application, you will have dependency on two major items, that is Play Audio and API keys. Play Audio. It is a module from Mendix Marketplace which allows us to play or pass the clone voices. API keys. This is the key we got from 11 Lab. It allows us to authenticate and communicate the respective API into the Mendix project. Let's look into the various APIs which we have used. First one would be create voice. We have used add voice endpoint URL to create a voice using the HTTP method as post. We have the authentication headers including the API key and content type. The name, audio voice files, description and accent are ordered in the body of the request. The response generator is in JSON format containing a unique voice ID as a string for the clone voice. The next one is editing a voice. For editing a voice, the process is similar to a creating voice. However, we need to include the voice ID of the selected clone voice that we wish to edit and replace add with edit in the endpoint URL. Similarly, it requires same authentication headers including the API key and content type. We can edit the username associated with the selected voice, or we can add or change the audio files, and we can change the accents also. The response is in JSON format containing the status information. The next one is delete voice. This is an endpoint URL used to delete the created clone voices. To delete a specific clone voice, you need to pass the voice ID of the selected voice in the endpoint URL. The delete HTTP method is used to delete the selected clone voice. Here also the same authentication headers are required, which are API key and content type. The response indicates that the selected clone voice has been successfully deleted. The next one is editing voice settings. Similarly to the editing voice, we have an endpoint URL to edit the voice settings. To do this, we need to pass the voice ID in the endpoint URL for the selected clone voice. The HTTP method used for editing the voice setting is post. The authentication headers includes content type and API key. We have the option to set the value for stability and similarity boost in the request, which is valid from 0 to 1. The similarity boost corresponds to the clarity and similarity enhancements, while stability corresponds to the stability slider. The response is generated in JSON format and contains the status information. Finally, the speech synthesis. This is the API URL used to stream the given text into the selected cloned voices. To do this, we need to pass the voice ID of the selected user in the URL and make changes to the endpoint URL. The HTTP method used is post. Then, as a headers, we need to pass accept, that is version of the audio file, and content type and API key. The given description is used in the request, and the response will be voice audio file generated with the clone voice in the form of an audio file. Now, Karthik will take us through the process of implementation. Over to Karthik now.
Alright, now let's look at the implementation process in depth. With this Mendix implementation, the API can clone any person's voice within seconds and convert the provided text with selected person's voice. It has a great feature of supporting different languages that includes French, German, Hindi, Polish, Italian, Portuguese and Spanish, and hence not limited to English language only. Once we finish discussing the implementation process, we will look at the multi-language with multiple accents in the demo. Alright, now let's look at the domain model. To achieve that, we have a simple and clear domain model, which is voice AA and audio file as a persistible and voices as non-persistible. In voice AA, we have added multiple attributes, which is serial number, voice ID, voice AA name and mode. And we have added accents as an enumeration. Since we have 5 different accents, like American, Indian, British, Australian and African, we have added it as an enumeration. This entity is generalized with file document to store the person's voice audio file which need to be get cloned. The next one would be audio file. The audio file has 2 different attributes, which is voice ID and voice name, both as a string. It is also generalized with file document. It stores the cloned audio file in the given text. The next one would be voices, which is non-persistible entity. It is used for API purpose to store the voices which retrieved from API using get voices. It has a voice name as a string, description as a string, and audio ID as a string, which used to send the generated audio ID to play audio using audio player widget to stream the given text in the audio voices. And before we proceed, if you guys need a detailed understanding on what we did, I have published this module Voice Cloning AI in Mendix at the Mendix Marketplace. Do check it out. Alright, now let's go to the home page, which is Voice Lab. Here we can add, edit and delete voices. On the Voice Lab page, we have created a Add Clone Voice page. On that page, we have added button which triggers a microflow call where used for create voice API. As we discussed about all the APIs before in the prerequisite section by Vinit, we will explain it very briefly in the upcoming APIs. We have added the endpoint URL in the location and selected the HTTP method as post. And we have passed the required HTTP headers as mentioned in the prerequisites. The entered and uploaded details will be included in the request, and the response will provide it with the voice ID for the clone voice that was added. In My Voices, the added voice will be available in the My Voices list. Within the list, we have added Use, Edit and Delete button for the respective purpose, and we have implemented these logics with the help of APIs which were discussed before. Alright, now let's look at the speech synthesis page. Here we can observe the output of voice cloning. We utilized Get Voices API in the DS microflow to retrieve all the cloned voices. Once the cloned voices are retrieved, we will store all the responses which is in JSON format. In the voice dropdown, we have the names of the cloned voice that was retrieved and stored. In the description field, we can enter any text in any language which we were discussed before. And we can select the accents over here. In the play button, we can stream the entire text as an audio in the selected language. For streaming, we utilized a speech synthesis API and created a microflow for that purpose. In the flow, we constructed a body request for the speech synthesis API. In the REST call activity, we provided the speech synthesis endpoint URL along with a selected voice ID. We used the post HTTP method and included the necessary headers as per the prerequisites. The created body request was passed in the request and the response is generated as an audio file. To generate the audio file is then passed to the audio player widget from the play audio module to stream and enter text as audio. Alright, without any further ado, now let's take a look at the output over here. On the voice lab page, we have a section for adding voices as well as a list of voices which is displayed below. When we click on the Add Voice button, a new page appears with the fields for entering the name, audio file, and accents. Let's go ahead and add Donald Trump's audio. Once all the required information is filled out and added, we can see the respective audio file which is listed below. Alright, now let's take a look at the cloning part. To accomplish this, we have added a speech synthesis overview page. On this page, there's a drop-down menu and text area where users can enter the desired text and select an accent. Let's consider the example of Matthew McConaughey, which we have already added in the application. We already have prepared some of the content for the description, so let's go ahead and add that. Additionally, we have chosen the American accent for speech synthesis. Now, once we click on the play button, the cloned audio will get streamed.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I consent to having my voice cloned by Resemble. I will have full control over the content that is generated with my voice. The goal is to create synthetic voices that sound just like me with a few seconds of audio-generated content. It can be used for videos, audiobook narration, YouTube games, and much more. Thank you.
Cool. Yes, as we mentioned earlier, this voice cloning integration provides multilingual support. It's an exciting opportunity to hear how Elon Musk would sound like in Italian. Let's give it a listen and experience the unique combination of Elon Musk words with Italian language.
Il Parlamento della Repubblica Italiana è l'organo costituzionale titolare della funzione legislativa. Il Parlamento ha una struttura bicamerale perfetta, poiché è composto da due Camere aventi funzioni identiche.
We definitely don't know what this means. Certainly, let's proceed with cloning the voice of Donald Trump and hearing how he sounds in German. It will be interesting and experience his distinctive voice with the German language. Here we go.
Wir sind eine ganz normale Familie. Ich wohne zusammen mit meinen Eltern, meiner kleinen Schwester Lisa und unserer Katze Meg. Meine Großeltern wohnen im gleichen Dorf wie wir.
Okay, finally, let's finish off with Michael Jackson's voice. It's been a very long time that we have Michael's voice, so let's go ahead and hear his voice.
Hello everyone, good evening. I consent to having my voice cloned by Resemble. I will have full control over the content that's generated with my voice. The goal is to create synthetic voices that sound just like me with a few seconds of audio. Generated content can be used for videos, audiobook narration, YouTube, games, and much more. Thank you.
Great. As you all hear, the voice cloning technology integrated with Mendix opens up incredible possibilities. While we showcased the voice of notable individuals, it's essential to highlight the significant impact this technology has on individuals diagnosed with motor neuron disease, which is MND. For those who are affected with MND, voice cloning technology provides a unique privilege. They can clone their own voice and preserve it for the future use, allowing them to regain a sense of control and maintain their identity even as the disease progresses. This technology empowers them to communicate with their own voice and making a profound difference in their lives. Alright, we had the privilege of planning and requesting Mr. Jan Devers, the community manager from Mendix, to provide his voice for cloning and use it on our session. Without any hesitation, he graciously supported our request and sent his voice for the demonstration. We extend our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Jan for his support and contribution to our session. His willingness to participate showcases the spirit of collaboration and community within the Mendix ecosystem. Now, let's move on to the conclusion part with Jan's voice.
Kudos to MXTechies for this AI voice cloning technology integration. In conclusion, the integration of voice cloning technology with Mendix creates new possibilities for voice banking and offers major benefits to individuals with physical disabilities. And as demonstrated, during this session, we witnessed the output of this technology through 4 different audio fragments, each in a different language with distinct accents. We are optimistic that this brilliant technology will bring significant advantages to both people and industries, enabling enhanced accessibility and communication.
Once again, we would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Jan for his invaluable support in providing his voice for the session. Thank you, Jan. We would also like to express our heartfelt appreciation to everyone who attended this session. Your presence and participation have made this session meaningful and engaging. We hope you find the information shared to be informative and valuable.
Thank you guys for joining us and being a part of this session. We hope you enjoyed it as much we did.
Thanks, Vineet and Karthikeyan. It's a great show. I've also shared the marketplace link which Karthik has published. Please feel free to download the module and we'll be happy to see the feedback.